it still ended up being a decent game. It could have been a good game. You know, sort of what's that book, A Good Walk Spoiled? You know, it was a good game spoiled by, I thought a poor decision. But, you know, it is what it is. You know, but I'm proud of how our team continued to play. I'm proud that we pulled the goal back. A little disappointed with the second goal we gave up because I thought we were a little lazy on our defending on that. But I was proud of our mentality and the way we played in the second half, especially.
Did you get an explanation from the
ref? Well, my two things were this: one is the guy scored the goal. He could have let the goal count. He didn't need to have to come back for the penalty. He said he had blown the whistle, so he felt he needed to call the penalty. I said, so you needed to red card the guy? And he goes, well, those are the rules. I said, so you've ruined the game for 40,000 people. Then I asked them where their communication was, you know, because normally the fourth official's communication with the guy in the middle, linesman as well, and apparently, I don't know, maybe it was U.S. Soccer's frugality or whatever the case, but they had no communication system. Not everybody had that. I said that'd be like us showing up without uniforms. So I just left it at that. I figured I was close enough to getting thrown out. And Adrian said he won't pay any fines, so I figured I couldn't do that.
What did you think of Jordan Jennings?
Jordan, you know, I mean, came up for, you know, a kid who's not normally on our team. A guy who's playing PDL, you know, a couple of divisions below. I thought he came up and he did well. You know, it's unfortunate that Boss, you know, needs to continue to get game time, you know, missed out on the game time, but Jordan, you know, basically acquitted himself well, you know, came up with a couple of good saves, you know, snagged a camera perfect one going to his left, you know, but just, you know, last night I think he had a game, he played in front of 25 people, and today he stepped on the field and played in front of 40,000. So. Pardon me? Was happy with it, you know, obviously, you know, when you have a new player, you got to integrate, you know, with him, and he needs to integrate to the team. So we got to understand what he can do. But you know, obviously, I think he showed that he can be a forward, you know, with his hold-up play for us, that he can bring other players into the game, which is an important attribute to have. You know, the one cross that Montero hit to him early was a good cross. He was in the box at the right spot, and he got clobbered a little bit from behind on the header. You know, got close a couple of times, and I think as his, you know, he's been off since the World Cup, so as his fitness improves, as his touch improves, you know, I think we're going to have a lot of joy.
Is the onus on Freddie and guys like Zach Duwani to take advantage of the space that Blaze will create?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, you know, we want, you know, in the second half I told Blaze to stay a little more central, obviously, because we were playing a man down, but he likes to sometimes come off and look for the ball, but then he gets back in, and I thought in the first half when we were playing 11v11, sometimes we took too many touches before we played the ball back in. But certainly as he holds and occupies the central defenders, that'll open up spaces for our wide players.
Michael Seaman was given the day off. Now, how is Michael Seaman in terms of what you anticipate him to be at for Colorado? Maybe 100% or thereabouts then?
Yeah, much closer. I mean, he's played the last two games at like 75, 80%. And, you know, so we felt there was no need to push him today. And the rest should help him as we go into training next week.
What was your rationale for taking Freddie out so early as opposed to one of the other players?
Because we're playing a man down. So if I take out one of the other guys, then Freddie's going to end up playing midfield, because I can't have, you know, I was going to have Blaze drop in and play wide right in midfield. So, you know, I felt there was no point in having Freddie play wide right in midfield or wide left in midfield and run up and down. We've got a game next week that matters. That's important for us in terms of points. He's played a lot of minutes lately. You know, he's put forth a great effort. So I thought he was the appropriate guy to rest and let some of the other guys run a little bit more.
What about Estrada and specifically his goal?
Pardon me?
Estrada and specifically his goal.
He hit a bomb. I don't know if Serby ever saw it. You know, but he, you know, he stepped up. You know, it was one of those balls that sits right for you. He took his chance. He was a bit unlucky, you know, hitting the post at the very end as well. Needed to get around that a bit more and hit it far post. I think he would have gotten another goal maybe. But certainly he scored a great goal. You know, he's very happy, and you know, it was a great shot.
How big is a day like this for him specifically? You know, he doesn't always get all of his chances. I mean, he goes in there and he makes an impression.
Well, it's huge. You know, I mean, every time when you're a young player and you're trying to make your way forward, every time you get an opportunity, you know, you try and make an impression, and obviously today he made an impression, and when you do that, that means you're gonna get another opportunity.
However, that can't happen anytime soon, right, because of his injury?
Well, yeah, but he can play, you know, he's got a chronic toe that sort of comes and goes, but he can play in Open Cup games, he can play in CONCACAF games, you know, so there's opportunities that are there.
Montero's been playing well recently. What's been the difference for him?
You know, I mean, he's just brought a lot of energy into the game the last 2 games that he's played. And, you know, there's been a little bit of space available underneath the forwards or underneath the center forward that he's taken advantage of. You know, got to play a few games with Jake, which helps because Jake was a different style of forward. And then in DC, you know, we asked Roger to do his best Nate Jakewell imitation, and he did. So, you know, I think that helps, having that kind of forward next to him, you know, allows him to bring his game out a little bit more. But, you know, it's mainly him and the effort that he's brought onto the field the last 2 games.
Do you anticipate that Jakewell will be ready for Colorado?
We'll see. We'll see on Tuesday. I mean, he feels better each day, but he hasn't really been tested, so we don't want to push it right now. So we give him another day of rest tomorrow, and then we'll see where he's at Tuesday.
That it? How different, Sigi, how different do you think things will look by the end of this week with the transfers and so on, the potential for change in the roster?
You mean in our team? You know, that's something that I don't know the final answers on. I know there's things that we're working on. You know, as to when exactly, you know, that might happen or might not happen, I really couldn't tell you. But right now, you know, my job as a coach every day is to go out there and work with the group that's out there every day at practice, and that's what I try and do.
Thank you.
Thank you.